Find your comfortable sit, whatever that is for you. So you don't have to be in Sukhasana, but if you are in Sukhasana, and then I invite you to change the cross of your legs so that you are challenging your balance a little bit. We're going to work on balance today. So up tall, think about your sit bones just gently sinking into your mat. And from there, nice strong legs, but relaxing all the muscles that you can relax. Arms on your knees, well, hands on your knees, arms relaxed, or hands in your lap, whatever works for you. And then lifting the crown of your head up. So all that length starts from the crown of your head. Notice where your chin is. So give yourself some space in the throat as well as the neck, so the front, back, sides. And gently close your eyes. So in our practice today, I invite you to think about balance and what that means for you. Are we talking right to left? Are we talking forwards and backwards? Or do we have one of the points in between? Do we have balance between mind, body, spirit, or are we focused firmly in one place and slightly perhaps not giving the other or the others as much attention? We should be giving our bodies, our minds, and our spirits or our emotional side, our feelings, equal weighting. Don't maybe get too practical or too bogged down in the head. Not great. Tiring and exhausting. And similarly, if we get too caught up in the body and don't give the other sides of us, the other aspects of us enough attention, that's not good either. So here we are sitting, just letting the breath come and go. Noticing where you're holding on to muscles that can actually release and relax. And noticing where you feel balance and where perhaps you don't. And inhaling through your nostrils. And exhaling through your mouth. So we're going to inhale, nice, long, slow inhale. And then on the exhale, slightly purse your lips as if you're blowing through a straw. So we're slowing that breath down. Keeping that inhale and exhale steady, constant, balanced breath. And noticing how your body moves with each breath, with the inhale and with the exhale. With the inhale, as you expand the chest, it's easy to keep that nice, tall posture. As you exhale, try to keep that height and length in the spine while still allowing your ribcage to move, your diaphragm to move, the belly to soften. So not crumpling round and down with the out breath. Keeping up tall and strong. Using your core, using the sides of your body, using the muscles in your back. Keeping yourself up nice and tall. And I also invite you through your practice to set an intention for yourself, whether that's to have a kinder voice, a kinder internal monologue, trying to take it away from any sort of criticism or negative into the middle lane where it's purely observational. So keeping balance, not descending down into self-recriminations, And not letting your mind just dash here and there and everywhere. Keeping steady, keeping in the mid lane. Observing. One more inhale and exhale, and then we're going to start to move. Make it your deepest and slowest one yet. And then taking your chin to your chest. Keeping that length in your spine, noticing any sensations in your back or your neck. Noticing if you feel different on one side to the other, maybe you're holding yourself differently, or maybe you're perfectly, beautifully balanced. So chin tucked tight in, squeezing all the muscles in the front of your throat and neck, and release. Slowly coming up to neutral, going past the midpoint, taking the back of your head to the top of your back. And here we are in that lovely chin and throat stretch. So taking your bottom jaw up towards the ceiling. And hold that hold for as long as works for you, and release when it no longer works for you. And you get a little tired, and then come back into it. And then coming back to center. And we're going to take the right ear to the right shoulder, but try and keep everything else completely still. That's the challenge. Not letting that left shoulder do anything at all, keeping your elbows soft, keeping your hips relaxed, just the weight of your head, stretching out, lovely stretch on the left side there, and then gently back to center. And then let's go over to the other side. So we're over to the left, so left ear to left shoulder. The challenge being to keep both shoulders level and steady. And noticing where you can feel that, if anywhere. Maybe down the sides of your neck, maybe even into the top of that shoulder, maybe even into your upper arm. And then coming back to center. So we are going to turn the head as well. So your chin will go over now to your right shoulder. Nice big turn again, keeping your torso level. So here the temptation sometimes is to twist the torso. Keep your torso still as if you're just sandwiched between, I don't know, maybe as if you had your back against the wall. That's maybe a nicer mental image. And then taking your chin all the way around, going straight over to the other side. And again, just noticing if your shoulders are level. Nice big turn, use your eyes as well. And then coming back to center. Lovely. Let's inhale the arms up. So have a big stretch first, out to the sides. Stretch, palms are facing upwards. Opening your inner elbows up towards the ceiling. Nice big stretch. And then we're going to inhale. So ready? Let's inhale together. Exhale first. Inhale. And then an exhale, pushing the air down. Gentle touch to the floor. Switch the hands around so your palms are facing upwards. Inhaling up. All the way up. Reach up to the ceiling, long in your spine. Turn the palms out. And then pushing the air down and out. Exhaling fully. One more time. Keep those arms stretched. I want you to be feeling a big stretch in your elbows. Inhaling up. Turning the palms outwards and pushing the air away and down. Bring your arms round your back. Curl in. Suck your belly in towards your spine, sending your mid back out behind you. Sort of rolling into a little ball, taking your chin to your chest, forehead to your elbows, on your forearms. Big hug, and then open up. Nice big open up. Let's link hands behind the back. So your right hand is in your left. Bring the palms of your hands together. So you might be bending your elbows here probably. And then we're going to send the hands away, rotating the shoulders out, taking the shoulder blades down, and squeezing your shoulder blades together. Nice big squeeze there, opening up the chest, sending your sternum up, so a little bit of a lift as well, making that back, upper back, all wake up and get ready to be moving. And release. Come back round, one more hug. This time maybe keeping the spine straight, just trying to walk the hands around as far as you possibly can, almost as if you could get your fingertips to touch at the back. And maybe you can. I certainly can't. But squeezing into the chest, squeezing into that sternum, maybe even raising your shoulders a little, so bringing that pressure into your throat and neck. Just warming everything up, waking everything up, and release. Give your hands a bit of a shake. Take your hands forward. Now, big stop sign, bringing your fingernails back towards your face. So pull those fingertips back, sending the heels of your hands forward. So you're pushing forward with the heels. Take that movement from your shoulder blades. So we want to be moving the shoulder blades away from each other, stretching under the arms, stretching in the forearms, and all the while fingertips are moving back towards the face. You should be able to feel that in your forearms. It's a very strong stretch. And release. Ugh. Okay, taking your fingers down now. So the backs of your hands are facing away from you. Your thumbs are in towards each other. And then you're bringing your fingers down as if you're trying to bring them to touch your elbows. So arms are out again. Take those shoulders forwards as well, stretching across the top of your back. And you're trying to get your wrists to touch the wall on the opposite side of the room from you. Bringing those fingers firmly in and release again. Give them a little bit of a shake. And then we're going to do some rotations. So still keeping the arms up, still keeping those shoulders and arms working. Some beautiful rotations all the way around. And then let's swap direction, come the other way. Whenever I do anything with wrists like these lovely warm-ups, I think, goodness me, I do not give my wrists any attention at any point during the day. Nothing, no love, no attention, just expect them to carry on doing their work. So let's give them a little bit of love this morning, a little bit of gratitude, shake them out again. And release, make fists, nice firm, solid fists, and pop them down on the floor beside you. Pushing down now into your fists, lifting maybe your sit bones off the floor just a fraction of a millimeter. You don't have to get lots of air there. You just have to be pushing down. We want to be waking up the shoulders here. So lots of pressure in the shoulders, in the whole of each arm, pushing down into the floor and release. Another shake. And there we go. We are done with our nice upper body warm up here. So hopefully that's all feeling beautifully balanced. And now let's do some work with the side of the body and the legs. So let's take the legs out to the sides. Lots of lovely sitting. We will be standing up soon, so enjoy it. And then we're just going to be rocking forwards, sliding the hands down the legs, coming back up. So starting to warm up the hips, nice gentle warm up. Sliding forwards, coming back. So flat back here if you can, nice straight back. Think about taking your chin forwards rather than curling your chin round and taking the forehead down to the ground. So lead with your chin, looking forward. Noticing sensations in the backs of the legs. Make sure you've got the right alignment. Maybe you can take the legs a little further away. Maybe they're too far away and you need to bring them in a little. So we're just looking for that nice waking up feeling around the hips, around the thighs, maybe down into the knees, into the calves, maybe even into the ankles. So exhale, fold forward. Inhale, come back. So not a huge movement, one more. Just a small movement. You will feel it when you feel it. And then coming back up. Well done. Right, so up tall, still thinking about those sit bones, dropping down into the floor, still got the crown of the head lifting up towards the ceiling. And we're going to take the right hand over to the left knee. Now, if your sit bones start coming off the mat, so this will be the right sit bone, bring your legs a little closer together so you're not, we want sit bones on the floor, both sit bones. So right hand comes to left leg, and then lift your chest a little, just in case you've leant forward, and then bring your left hand behind you. Gosh, struggling with my lefts and rights. And then using both your hands, just lift and twist. So we've got a nice open twist here. Keep your toes pointed up towards the ceiling and bringing your chin over towards your left shoulder. Not a huge range of movement here, but both hips are level and your sit bones are on the floor. And release. Walking your hands round, coming over to the other side. So left hand to right leg now, and then have that lift first. So make sure that you are long in the torso, and then bring your hand down, the right hand behind you, to give yourself a little bit of leverage. And then turning your head so your chin comes to your right shoulder. Remember to breathe. This one's a great one for making you unconsciously hold your breath. So consciously give your breath your attention throughout your practice today. So just opening up in the chest, nice little twist all the way along the spine, and release. Coming back to center. Well done. So now we're going to take the hands to the legs again, and exactly the same. See if you've got a little bit more movement here. Exhaling to fold forward, inhaling to come up. Sometimes having that little twist gives you a bit more movement than you had before. So just noticing if you've released anything, if you've got more space to move. And then coming back up to center, bringing your feet together. Now in our efforts for finding balance, see if you can line your right foot up with your left foot. So giving your feet a little bit of attention, noticing. I think by this stage we've all got experience of broken toes and broken bits rather in the feet and ankles. So just noticing where they're the same, where they're different. And again, with that nice observational, passive, non-emotional commentary, and make sure that your sit bones are feeling like they're even as well. And then holding on to your ankles or around your calves, gently bringing your knees out to the side. Relax your shoulders, relax your arms. So we've got some firmness there, some engagement, but not too much. So just as much as you need, not any extra. Pushing your knees out to the side, drawing your feet in towards you. And now we're going to be coming on to our tabletop position. So release and bring yourself into tabletop, however that works for you. So here's, tabletop's a fantastic asana base to start from for a lot of others when you're looking at balance. So we're going to be balancing the shoulders, the hips, and the spine. Make sure you've got a nice flat back, as flat as possible, from the back of your head, down your neck, through your upper, mid, and lower back to your hips. Weight distributed evenly between all 4 points, your knees and your hands. Looking down, just checking that your hands are level, taking your fingers away from each other so you've got your palms flat to the floor, and as much of your fingers flat to the floor as possible as well. And then pushing the floor away, so you're lengthening through the elbows. If you're looking down, you should be able to see that difference. So come back into just Allowing yourself to be supported and soft in the spine, and then push the floor away, raise your mid back up towards the ceiling. Engagement through the whole of each arm, and then switching on in your core as well. Engaging your belly button, your navel toward your spine. A little bit of a lift in the pelvis, just very fractional lift. And then pushing the floor away with your knees. Not quite as easy to feel any change there, but you'll feel your pelvis hopefully switching on a little. Strong and long in the neck, but try not to keep too much tension there. And then we're going to release off here. We're going to take the big toes together and push back. Coming into Balasana, send the arms out in front of you. Lay yourself down over your thighs, long in the sides of your body here. So reaching forward, creep your fingers forward, forehead to your mat. Excuse me. Or forehead toward your mat. And what we're looking for here is huge, great big opening up under the arms. Lovely compression in the hip flexor and the hip joint. So we're looking to be balancing our lymphatic system here. Remember to breathe. Nice, slow, steady, deep, complete breaths. Stretching your arms away from you, stretching your elbows down towards the ground. You should be feeling this hopefully across your shoulders, across your shoulder blades. And then looking forward to your hands, bringing your forearms flat to the floor if you can, if they're not already. And then coming back up to tabletop position. So nice and slow. Use that power in your thighs and your legs. Then bringing your hands underneath. Look down behind you, and you shouldn't be able to see your feet. Your thighs should be in the way. Feet directly out behind them. And again, let's bring ourselves quickly into that final position that we had with everything switched on, everything strong, pushing the floor away. And now we're going to keep that balance, keep that pressure even, and take the right arm off. So gently taking the pressure off your right palm, feeling that pressure moving into the left palm, and then sending that arm forward without moving anything else. Check on your hips, your back, your shoulder girdle. You shouldn't be lifting the right shoulder up any higher than the left shoulder. We're just sending that right arm out. It sounds so easy, doesn't it? Just sending the right arm out. It can feel incredibly hard in that right shoulder, and the left arm taking all that weight. Keep the neck long. Your gaze is just by your left thumb. So we've still got that right arm out. And then slowly bringing it back down. Think about that movement coming through your shoulder. You might feel here that your right arm is now longer than your left arm. Bringing your weight back into being evenly distributed between your right and your left arm. Did you collapse down into your left arm? Do you think? I did. So this time we're going to try and keep long in the right arm. So pressing the floor away, and then keeping the left arm nice and straight, just sliding it away. Lifting your left hand out in front of you, long in the side of your body. Breathing, slow, steady, and deep. And are you collapsing into that right arm? Let's see if we can push the floor away a little. Strong in the right arm. Not tilting your hips, not tilting your shoulders. And not compromising the neck. Nice and long in the neck as well. And then breathing still, bringing the arm back down. Ooh, we've hardly done anything, and I don't know about you, but it's quite intense. So let's do the same thing again. This time we're going to add on. And I did deliberate having a rest in between, but I think we can carry on. So pressing into the left arm, nice and long in the left arm. Right arm slides forward, keeping the shoulders level, and now keeping your hips level, taking your left leg out. Really watch out for that left hip wanting to fly up. We're working on balance here. We're trying not to let any compensation happen. We want to be working the muscles we want to be working, not the ones that just happen to be the ones that always switch on first. Belly button to spine, neck long. Breathe. And then bringing that left arm where it was, right arm back and left leg back. Stay here for a moment, press the floor away, taking your shoulders up towards the ceiling. And now strong into the right arm and the left leg. We're going to lift the arm first, so left arm comes up. Arm is level with your ear, and then right arm nice and strong, pushing the floor away as your right leg comes up and out behind you. Are your shoulders in line, and are your hips in line? Soft gaze. Remember to breathe. Reaching back with that right leg, reaching forward with your left arm. And then gently coming back with your arm and your leg, taking your knees wide. So almost to the edges of the mat, or even beyond if you want, bringing your big toes together and sending yourself back, coming into Balasana. Bring your chest down, keep your arms bent, bring your forehead down to the mat, and keep your arms in a very relaxed position. Don't send them forward. Elbows are bent. Palms of your hands flat to the floor. And then gently coming back all the way up to sitting, bringing yourself into hero pose or thunderbolt pose, or if neither of those suit you, then come into Sukhasana. We're going to be reaching up with the right arm, so reaching up tall, nice and long in that right side of the body, and then bringing your hand back down, taking it in between your shoulder blades or into the back of your neck. My head's in the way. So reaching down your back as far as you can, sending your elbow up towards the ceiling. Nice big opening up under the arm. Lots of length all the way from the tip of your elbow down to your right hip. And then bringing the left arm out to the side, stretching out as far away as you can before bringing the arm around and seeing if you can find your fingers. So the right hand looking for the left hand looking for the right. If you can't reach them together just yet, or just today, find a bit of fabric, a cushion, whatever it is you can grab hold of, so that you can hold one end in your right hand and one end in your left hand. Otherwise, hold on to your t-shirt or your top. Here we're trying to keep the head completely level and steady despite the pressure from the right arm, perhaps trying to push the head over to the left side. And we're keeping shoulders level, even though we are doing quite a lot of oppositional movement with the shoulders. We want them to be level. And we also want to have lots of space in the back of the body. So sometimes we can round the chest and send the sternum too far forward in this posture. So sit back on your heels if you are on your in your hero pose. Give yourself some space in the pelvis and the lower back. And breathe. Send that right elbow up towards the ceiling and then release. Let's release the right arm first. Bring it all the way down and then the left. Close your eyes. Just really notice here what's going on with your arms. How do they feel different? How do they feel the same? That was just a brief pause. Take a deep breath in and let's now take the left arm up towards the ceiling. Nice and tall. Check on those shoulders. And then we're going to bend the arm and take the hand in between or towards the shoulder blades. Sitting up nice and tall, lifting. So get that lovely big opening up and stretch all the way down through the armpit, through the side of the body, but at the same time trying to keep everything level across your chest. Sometimes one of your hands needs a bit of a helping hand. You can use your other hand to bring the arm over. And then let's stretch out, reach out to the right side with your right arm before folding and bringing your arm around. And again, exactly the same on each side. But this is a lovely asana to notice if you've got a little stiffness or a little immobility in one of your shoulders that you perhaps haven't noticed or that you know about already. It's a good way of checking in and monitoring how that's going. Can you reach a lot closer on one side than the other? And once you've found your bind, you've found your hold, whether that's your hands or your clothes or through another piece of fabric, see if you can relax the muscles in your upper arms, in your shoulders, in your neck. And this is our last seated posture. We're going to come up to standing. So just take another breath here. And release. Let's take that upper arm off first. Reaching out and then releasing the right arm. Bringing your hands together in front of you. Pressing the palms together and sending your hands forward. So rounding across the top of your back. And then we're going to open the arms up all the way. I'm trying very hard to keep level here. And pinching your shoulder blades together nice and firmly. Opening up. And then taking your hands to the floor. Bring your feet under. Come into a squat. So waking the feet up, waking the ankles up. We've done a lot of upper body work today. Oh, that's quite handy. Look, I can lean against the wall here. That's actually really comfortable. Right, enough of that cheating business. So back into your squat. So squat any way that works for you. I think we do need to do a little bit of warm up for ankles and feet. So we'll do that when we come up to standing. So hold your squat for a moment. Are you doing 30 squats a day? With good pelvic attention and control. Really, really good thing to be doing. So when that kettle's boiling, where else could you do it? Filling up the car with petrol, maybe not so good. Sure there's plenty of times in your day. So we're challenging the feet here, challenging the ankles, challenging those Achilles that get a little bit stiffer and a little bit tighter with every passing day. And waking up the toes a little. So squeeze your toes into the mat, that sort of grasping movement with your toes. And then we're going to unfold to come up to standing. So torso and thighs stay in connection with each other. Head comes down, bottom lifts up. And here we are. Gosh, we're quite a way into this time together. And it's our first inversion. And you look at that. So let's enjoy it. Straighten your legs out completely. With a little bit of a bend in the knee, so not completely. And allow your head and your neck and your shoulders and your arms to enjoy that lovely flow. Especially nice after all that work we've been doing on shoulders and arms. And then keeping your arms low, keeping your arms and your head low, keeping your head down towards the mat or crown of your head facing the mat. Walking your feet out to the side. So bringing yourself into a nice wide-legged pose, Prasarita Padottanasana. And you'll find that you can get your head a little closer to the mat, maybe bend your elbows. Toes are pointing forwards-ish. If you need to go a little three-quarter there, go a little three-quarter. You want to be waking up the hips, nice big stretch, sending your sit bones up towards the ceiling. And then bringing your hands to the mat, but a little bit more weight into the hands, walking your hands forward. So we're not in a tabletop position, but we're hands forward and bring yourself up onto your toes. And back down. Leaning the hips back. Bringing the torso down towards the floor again. And then coming back to the midline with your hips, bringing your weight over your arms, bringing yourself up onto toes. So a lot of weight into your arms. And then bringing your heels back down, walking your feet in. All the way in, bring your feet together, big toes touching, ankles touching, and we're going to slowly uncurl to come out. Uncurling to come out, we're coming straight into Vrikshasana, straight into tree pose. Left leg down, right leg is going to come to the side, pressing your toes into the mat, taking the knee out to the side, shoulders are level, nice length in the front of your body, in the sides and in the back. Taking your hands so your palms are facing forwards, opening your shoulders up a little, dropping your shoulder blades down your back, lifting your head, crown of the head up towards the ceiling. And then we're going to be sliding up or staying there. It's totally up to you. I've got 2 pieces of carpet and a very squishy mat, so I think I'm going to be falling over today. Certainly challenging my balance. Remember to breathe, nice, slow, steady breaths. Staying here today, focusing on a fixed point to help with balance. The harder the surface is that you're standing on, the easier it is to balance. And then bringing that right knee up and forwards, and then lifting the right leg. So your thigh is at right angles to your body. Still keeping that balance, or not in my case. Arms slightly out to the sides, palms facing forwards, and then we're going to draw that right knee out to the side. Right knee is out to the side, but hips and shoulders should still be in line. Notice if you are leaning over with that left hip or whether you are dropping your weight down nice and steady, bringing that right knee back and then bringing your hands up to give your knee a big hug, hugging that thigh into your chest and release. Lots of work there on that left leg, so give it a bit of a kick out. And then coming over to rest. Rest, did I say rest? What am I talking about? To stand firmly onto that nice strong right leg as the left leg gets its rest. So shoulders are level, hips are level. Just check if you need to. Just notice where your hip bones are. And then we've got that left foot now with the toes pressing down into the floor, heel into the calf, or not the calf, is it? Your inner lower leg. And then we're taking the arms, so the palms are facing forwards. A little bit of engagement in your upper arms. Lift your sternum, length through the front of your body, and breathe. Very nice. And then sliding your foot just below the knee. And sometime after your practice this morning, if you have a little time, a little space, if you're on a train or you're on your way to somewhere, or you've got time to have a little cup of tea, just think about where your life is and isn't in balance. With that kind voice, the noticing voice. And once you notice something, then you can take steps to make things different and make them the way you'd like them to be. And we're going to be bringing that left knee up and forwards. Let your lower leg just hang. And then notice whether you are lifting that left hip. Can you bring that level hip posture back? And then still keeping the shoulders level, the hips level. We're going to take that knee out to the side. So we're drawing the left knee out to the side. And that's where we quite often will throw our weight over so that we're sending the right hip out. Try to not do that if you can. Breathe. And then coming back to center, holding on, giving yourself a nice big hug, squeezing that thigh up into your chest, into your belly. Oops, and then releasing. Give it a shake. Bring yourself into downward facing dog. So legs a little wide. I'm going to go this way. Sliding down your legs and walking forwards. We need another inversion. So hips are up towards the ceiling. Push the floor away. So nice long space all the way from your hands to your hips. Relax your head and your face. Close your eyes if you like. Heels coming down towards the mat. And then we are going to be here for 5. So breathe beautifully deeply. Take advantage of this nice relaxed asana. And we're on to 3. And 2. And 1. Looking forward. bringing yourself forward now. So nice plank posture, bringing your hands underneath your shoulders, head, neck, back, bum in line with your legs. Holding here. And again, thinking about balance. Do you feel that you are sending your weight down equally into your right hand and your left? Are your shoulders level? Are you squeezing one glute and not the other? Can you relax them? How about your feet? Do they feel that they are evenly working here? And then taking your knees to the mat. It was a long hold, well done. Bringing your forearms down. So I'm taking the forearms to the mat. And then we're going to walk the feet back again, coming into a nice low plank. Low plank. Breathe. And then knees, hips, down to the mat, reaching your arms out. So both arms are coming out into a Shalabhasana. And we're going to keep the forehead down, lifting the left arm, and then placing the left arm back down. Lifting the right arm, and then placing the right arm back down. Lifting the left leg. So your leg comes off the floor, head is down. And bringing it back down to the floor. And then lifting your right leg. So not a huge movement off the floor. Belly is flat to the floor. Your torso and your chest flat to the floor, bringing that right leg back down now. And now we're going to be doing some nice isometric stretches. So we're going to lift the right arm and the left leg. Don't hold your breath. Nice, steady, even breath. Can you lift a little higher with that left leg and the right arm? And then placing them back down. We're going to be lifting the left arm and the right leg. Still breathing. Can you lift a little higher? And back down. A little quicker this time. Right arm, left leg. Up high. And back down. Left arm, right leg. Up high. And back down. Well done. Looking up. Looking towards your hands. Bringing your hands either side of your chest now with your elbows pointing behind you, tucking your toes under and peeling yourself away from the mat. Bringing your chest up all the way until you take your hips off and then bringing your thighs to your torso. So move your legs forward, sit back on your heels and then lengthen through the body first. So lift your chin, look up towards the ceiling. And then slowly curling forward, bringing your forehead down to the mat, releasing your arms out either side. So a nice little counter pose. And then coming all the way up to sitting, uncurling, sending your legs forwards. Well done. Well done, well done, well done. One last little bit of strength work here, sitting up nice and tall, feet out in front of you, hands to the side. So just keeping that pressure onto the floor with your hands so that your arms are engaged, your shoulders are engaged, and pressing your left heel down into the floor, lifting your right leg off. Noticing what happens in your back and your shoulders, trying not to let anything be compensating, keeping everything level and balanced. Lift, 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 lift. And then lower. Allow everything to settle. Allow all the muscles to switch off and relax. And then we're going to be lifting the left leg. Not a very long, it's quite long, not a very tall lift. High lift, that's the word I was looking for. Not a very high lift, but all the same, really makes you realize how heavy your legs are, doesn't it? Lift, 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 and release. Bring your hips forward, coming down to lying on the mat with a nice roll. So gently coming back down to lying on the mat, bringing your knees into your chest, and giving them a hug and a bit of a rock from side to side. It always feels so lovely having that nice pressure into your hips, into your lower back, into the sides of your body. Gentle rock from side to side. And then bring your arms out into a T, because we're coming into a lovely twist. So taking your knees over to the left and your gaze over to the right. And very slowly bring your head back to center first. And then your knees back across your chest over to the other side before bringing your gaze or your face over to the left. So everything we've done today, we've done as much as possible equally on the right and the left. And there are not many times in our day where we stop to do that. So just an hour of yoga helps to reset everything, especially when we give it extra attention to the difference between left and right. Bring your head back to center, bringing your knees back in, give them a hug. Wrap your arms around, give yourself a big hug. And then gently releasing, bringing yourself into Shavasana. So for your Shavasana today, we need to give the attention that wants to wander to your breath. Give yourself some space. Give yourself room between your feet, between your hands and your body. Give yourself space in your neck and your throat. Rock your pelvis gently from side to side. Rock your shoulder girdle from side to side or up and down. Close your eyes. Taking your breath right down into your toes, into your fingertips. Breathing deeply and completely. Feeling that your right side and your left side and your left side and your right side are balanced. Feeling that your mind, body, and spirit are yoked together and aligned in harmony and balance, working together to take you through the world, through this life, in the best possible way. The happiest, jolliest, calmest, most joyful way possible. Take a deep breath in, notice that air as it comes through your nostrils, into the back of your nasal cavity, into your throat, down into your lungs, moving the diaphragm, stretching the sides of your ribs. And as you exhale, letting everything soften and ease, relax and let go. As you breathe in, breathing in light and warmth and calm and peace, contentment and acceptance, joy and a feeling of abundance as you let go of each breath, making space, releasing on the breath any worries, anything that's no longer bringing you joy and that's no longer yours to carry. Breathing into that space, light and warmth and calm. Keeping that balance, keeping that space, keeping that warmth and joy. Gently bringing yourself over to your right side when you're ready. And when you're ready, bringing yourself up to sitting. Slowly, calmly, peacefully, bringing your hands to your heart center. Pressing your hands together, your right side to your left side to your right. Allowing both sides to be balanced, to be even, to be equally cherished and nurtured. Taking a deep breath in. As you exhale, bringing your chin to your chest, bringing your forehead down towards your fingertips, stretching in the back of your neck, shoulders level and even. Inhaling and exhaling as you wish, at your pace. And exhale together as you inhale, gently opening your eyes to gaze at your fingertips, your right and your left. As you exhale, gently bring your head back to center. And namaste. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for joining you. And I hope you're feeling very balanced with your right and your left. And you can keep that balance going throughout your day today.